friends, happy Sunday. I hope you are all having the day that you guys deserve. Whatever day it is you're watching this, I hope you're having the best day ever. Today's video we have is a Sunday reset. I have missed filming these. I haven't filmed one in a while, so I thought today or this Sunday would be a great day to do that. As you guys can see, we are starting off in my kitchen, and I am doing a not really necessarily new method, but I wanted to try out the Dawn dish soap spray. I've seen a lot of creators do this. I did go over this with a wet rag. I know that it's important because it is soap based. I didn't want to just spray it and then leave it because I felt like my countertops would be sticky. So I really like doing this because I felt like it almost just left like this really clean scent behind, but it also left my countertops feeling really clean. I will be using this in going forward. However, it's not something that I'm going to necessarily do every day. I think it'll be more of a deep clean if I wanted to really focus on trying to get off stains and things like that. Anyway, I'm also spraying the Dawn dish soap in my sink. I like to go in and wash my sink anytime I get done doing dishes, but it's also good to just give it a good deep clean as well. I started by taking off everything that was around the faucet, which wasn't really much. I've had this hummingbird feeder that I really just need to refill, so it's been sitting by my sink in the meantime. I am going to just scrub the outside, like where my faucet is. I really need to invest in a good little brush that I can get around the edges, but for now, again, I'm just going to use the Dawn dish soap. I think I'm going to gravitate towards this method for more of those deep cleans. But in the meantime, I'm just going to focus on kind of cleaning up around my sink and scrubbing all that down really well.
I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations, cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever, and I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson, cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever, and I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Once I get my sink nice and clean, I'm going to move on to my kitchen counters and just start by clearing them off, getting everything off, and then I'm going to go in and spray it down. I didn't use the Dawn dish soap for this part of the video going forward because I needed to get new rags, because the one that I used to clean around the sink was quite dirty. Put it in the washing machine, but I need to get a new pack of like cloth dish towels that I can use. So in the meantime, I just used my regular disinfectant spray, and then I just took some paper towels. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe all this down really good, and then I'm going to put back all of the items that were sitting on this counter.
Try forever, and I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Alright, and this is the counter space besides my refrigerator here, and I usually keep all of our spices that we use every day, so salt, pepper, and then I use Mrs. Dash a lot. I really want to get a tray, like an elevated tray to put the everyday, salt, pepper, and Mrs. Dash on. I think it would also organize this section a little bit more, and I kind of point to that in a minute to kind of tell you guys what I was talking about. But I also want to find a new way to store my utensils, because looking at them, they look really cluttered, and I want to get one method to where I can just put one big jar instead of having several jars there, or 2 jars, because I think it does look more cluttered. But now I'm moving on onto my stove. My stove wasn't too dirty, as you guys can probably see. Alright, once I get my stove cleared off, I'm going to put my stovetop cover on. I will have this linked in the link in the description box, so if you go below, click on the link, it'll take you to this exact product that I'm talking about. I also always have it listed in my Amazon storefront under the category kitchen. My favorite thing to do, you guys, and I feel like a lot of you guys can relate, is lighting a candle after I get a portion or area of my apartment cleaned. So that's what I did here. And then, you guys, we had just went to the grocery store, so we had a bunch of little packages like the toilet paper and the paper towel rolls that needed to go up. I'm just refilling Will's bathroom here, and then I'm also going to put all of the extra toilet paper in my bathroom because I have more of a storage rack in here, so I'm able to put this in the extra compartments that I do have. And then I'm also going to put up our paper towel roll. I have this really nice, it's kind of like a cabinet almost in a way that opens and closes, that I store all of our extra paper towels in. Right, now we're in my living room, as you can see, and we are starting with my coffee table, which typically always gets cluttered no matter what time of day it is. You never know what you're gonna find on here. So we actually had just picked out my little dog's Halloween costume, so he is going to be a character off of Monsters Inc. So I had that sitting out there because he was trying it on. I take all of this stuff off, spray it down really good, and then put all this stuff back on it. Alright guys, this chair was pretty cluttered, but I think my backpack just took up a lot of the space for it. So I'm taking everything off of this chair, including the things that were piled on it. I'm going to flip my cushions over. I feel like this is the best hack I can give if you want to make your furniture last, especially your cushions, and make it just look not newer necessarily, but it just fluffs up your cushions. I'm going to spray that down with some fabric spray, and then I'm also going to pick up my dog's toys. His toys are found in various parts of our apartment. I'm gonna pick all those up and go and put them in his toy box, which we definitely need to declutter soon. Moving on, right next to his toy bin, which is our shoe rack. Not a lot going on here. We have a lot of shoes on our rack, but I'm going to put all these up, and then I'm going to move on to our kitchen counter or our kitchen table. We had some candies that my mother-in-law gave us, so I was like, I'm going to go fill up our jar on our coffee table. Now, I wanted to put the Butterfingers and the Almond Joys, but turns out that I could only fit the Almond Joys in this jar, which is perfectly fine because that just gives me more opportunity to fill it next time. So I also was finishing up putting some things, like my book was sitting on my counter here, so I went to put that up on my bookshelf. Going to continue to clear off our kitchen counter or our kitchen table here. I love to vacuum, especially on the days that you're preparing for the week to come, but also if you have pets, it's really good to vacuum every day or every other day if you can't get around to it every day. I would love to eventually get one of those little Roomba or the robots and just kind of shut all of my doors, like my doors in the hallway, and just make it like just clean the living room or the kitchen. Anyway, I am going to vacuum, and then after I get done vacuuming, I'm going to go ahead and get my Swiffer mop out. So here I'm showing you, I'm using the Mop Heavy Duty Swiffer, and I like to use this when I am, or I don't necessarily have time to go in and mop like hardcore with, I think it's my cedar mop that I use that, you know, you dip it in the water and wring it out. This is what I like to use when I don't necessarily have the time to do that, and I think this works really well. I honestly think that obviously this is better than not doing anything, so I think that applies to a lot of things in life, but I really like using this, especially for if you have pets. Again, if you have kids, if you have messy kids, if you have a spill, I like to keep these on hand. If Teddy has an accident, which, you know, does happen, it's rare, but it does happen, especially if he uses his pee pad. I like to pick up his pee pad and then I will use a Swiffer underneath his pee pad. I think these are just really handy to have in general when you don't want to bring out a big mop and use it. But after I get done mopping, you guys, that is going to wrap up today's Sunday reset. I am so thankful that you guys made it this far in the video, and again, I always tell you, if you made it this far, let me know. I love to read comments and connect with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye guys.